Good afternoon and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and in this video I'm going to show you how to clear a stop-start error. So the other day when I got into the car in the Skoda Fabia 1 litre MPI from 2018, is that I noticed that my stop-start wasn't working. It came up on the information screen that it had a stop-start error. So I'm going to show you how to solve this and what it possibly could be. So here we go here. As you can see, it's absolutely roasting in Edinburgh today. It's 24 degrees and you would have the stop-start error would flash up where the mileage in the trip is. It would say stop-start error. And what it was it wasn't allowing me to push the stop start button, which is down here on the right hand side. So when I pushed that, I'm going to turn it, I'll just start the engine up. Normally if the stop start's off, you would get a little A pop up like that. I wasn't getting anything like that at all, and it just, where the mileage in the trip was, it was just flashing up stop start error. So what I had to do was I had to plug in the OBD diagnostic tool. So if you're looking for the OBD 2 port on a Skoda Fabia, it's just under the headlight switch and it's identified by a little purple plug. So I've got the OBD2 scan tool on. Now it takes a little bit of time to load up. What I might actually do is I might put the ignition on. Just enter. We're just going to scan for any errors on the car, and because I've sorted it already, there's no codes on the car. So what the fault that I was getting was a P0441 fault. Now when I googled it on Google or another search engine, or Bing if you want to go by that as well, it came up with two possible errors. One being the fuel cap wasn't sealed properly, and secondly, the other fault was, and the second fault was the evaporative control system. Now I had to have a wee read into that, and that's basically where it catches the fumes of any petrol. So I wasn't too keen on dismantling that, taking that apart. I think it's just like a catch can or something like that. Could be blocked with like soot or charcoal, and I wasn't too sure about doing that. So I thought I'd actually give the fuel cap thing a try. So I'll show you what I mean. All you need to do is you've just got to turn this off. Turn it off. Unscrew it. Now it wasn't screwed on in the first place. Just have a look at the condition of it. Just give it a wee wipe. And what I've also done is, if you're wanting to know where the vapour tank is in the Skoda, it's this wee, it's like a wee nipple. If you can see it there, a wee black nipple. So when you actually get what's most commonly referred to as a nipple tweak mod. So when you fill up your tank, you can get a bit more petrol in it if you get the fuel filler, the fuel nozzle, and you sort of just push your wee nipple down, and a wee bit extra fuel drops into the vapour tank. So it could just be that. So just make sure when you're filling up your car is that you actually just click it, make sure it clicks into place. That. And then what I'd done after that was that I stuck the fault code reader in again, just cleared the faults, turned the ignition on and off, and the fault disappeared. Simple as that, really. And it's weird that it was throwing up a stop-start fault. And then what I've done was I turned the ignition on, off and on a few times, turned the engine on a couple of times just to make sure there was the message never came back. Then I took the car for a wee run, just round the block, and that was 3 days ago. And I'm pleased to say that the car still hasn't thrown back up the fault, and fingers crossed that it was just simply a loose fuel cap. That was the issue. It hadn't been clicked once the car had been filled up. So that's just a wee guide if you appear to get a stop-start error on a Skoda Fabia, 2018 model, I think 2014 onwards. If you get a fault like that, just if it's bringing up the P0441 message, just try checking the fuel cap, just make sure it's clicked when you've replaced it when filling with fuel. It sounds a wee bit silly, but it seems to have worked for myself, and I've not had any issues with the stop-start again. So I'd just like to thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and I'll catch you in a future video. And I'm now away for a slush puppy because it is absolutely roasting in this car. It's 24.5 degrees, car's got no air conditioning, and I'm away for a slush puppy, and I'll catch you in a future video. Farewell.